is flop.
Man, my accent is going to be this for the rest of the show. Are you ready?
On with the show.
On with the show. Hey everybody, welcome back to the BASTERCAST number 9 as we come close to the end of the first season. That's right, we're going to have 10 session seasons and 10 episode seasons in Audio Tales. If you do not know what the Audio Tales are, jump across to the Audio Tales playlist where we have a lot of them. But don't worry, more will be coming soon. Get ready for the...
on a monthly basis.
On a monthly basis, but we're going to start by publishing 3. We're going to relaunch the Audio Tales. So 2 days from now, after tomorrow, the first Audio Tale will be relaunched, and the next day, the second Audio Tale, and the next day, the third. And from then on, it's going to be a monthly thing. So stay tuned and jump over to the Audio Tales playlist to tell us what you think of the series. And on we go with the show. I'm Antonio. I'm here with Bruno. Hello. He's very far away from the mic.
Yeah, no, I'm close, but yeah. Hello.
Right, so we have a good show for you today and tomorrow as well. By the way, this is the 9th BASTERCAST, and tomorrow we're going to launch the 10th BASTERCAST. We've been away as we are getting ready to relaunch the Audio Tales series, so apologies for the delay, but here we are, and on with the show. Today we're going to have a show about TV series that were cancelled for some reason.
Its time, yeah.
For what?
Before its time.
Before their time, yes. So they were basically aborted. Yes, I see that face. Okay, so we're going to jump right into it, and I'm going to start with one from the 90s.
Okay.
Sending us right back to 1990, and this one is called, it's a British comedy called Hi Honey, I'm Home.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember me neither. I never watched it. Why? Because it was canceled after the first episode.
First episode?
Yeah. Right after the first episode, it was canceled. And here's why. This was a British TV series, comedy series, that spoofed American sitcoms of the 50s and 60s by featuring caricatures such as Adolf Hitler and Eva Braun. And they were basically a couple that lived in matrimonial bliss until they become neighbors with a Jewish couple. Right, so the series was cancelled not only because of the controversy, but also because British Satellite Broadcasting merged with Sky. So 7 other episodes, which show a plot where the Hitler family would have murdered their neighbors. So 7 other episodes were filmed, but these were not aired. So This is my first entry to those who are curious about Hi Honey, I'm Home. There's actually a first episode floating about in the internet ether, so just look for that, and I'm sure you'll find it. Let us know what you thought, though.
Okay. Firefly.
Yeah,
that's a classical one.
That's the go-to place.
With Nathan Fillion, I think.
Nathan Fillion, yeah.
By Joss Whedon.
It wasn't that show the one that launched him, Joss Whedon?
I think so.
Yeah, and he actually did the movie as well.
Yeah, then they did the movie, and the movie went pretty okay.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of fans of that.
I have to be honest, I didn't watch the series the first time. It aired. No, not even close.
Yeah.
Only some years later I saw that, and I really liked it. But it reminded me of a lot of Han Solo there. It's more.
You mean the movie?
No, the character.
The character.
Because it's a Western. It's a space cowboy.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, but it's pretty cool.
I only knew of the show after it got canceled because of all the ruckus. People were emailing the production companies and their networks to ask them, why did you cancel this amazing show?
Yeah.
And then I watched a couple of episodes. I liked it. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I think it was because of the I was going to say controversy, but it was because of the fan outrage that they actually made the movie, right?
Yeah, it was. And the movie is pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, I liked it as well.
Did you see the movie?
Yeah, I watched the movie a long time ago, though.
Okay, so...
And, there was remember the the 1990s. Well, the 80s and 90s when we would wake up at Saturday morning to watch cartoons.
Yeah, I do it right.
Those were the days.
Yeah.
And there was actually a Captain America animated series in 1998.
Was there?
There was. So it was based on the comic book character, obviously, and it was meant to premiere in February in 1998. However, the show was pulled due to conflicts. Guess why? They didn't know whether mentions of Nazis as their heroes' rivals were appropriate.
Really?
Yeah. And also, this was around the time that Marvel actually went into bankruptcy.
Yeah.
So they thought this might not be the best show to have. Anyway, I would have loved to watch Captain America animated series.
By the way, just as a side note, did you see the Captain America movie from the 80s?
Oh, of course I did.
Yeah.
Over and over.
Yeah, and back then I liked it.
Yeah, I did too. I mean, it's kind of...
It's a B movie, actually, almost. But I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it too. I thought, actually, you know you like a movie when you're talking falsetto. I actually thought back then that the Red Skull's makeup was actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there were some really cool shots as well.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was a good show. A good movie, I mean.
Yeah. So.
But movies is tomorrow, not today. So stick with the program,
Yeah.
goddammit. All right, so your turn, Captain America.
Well, Star Trek, the original series, it was cancelled before their time.
It was?
It was.
Huh.
I guess so. I don't know if the. I think they were supposed to have more seasons, but no, that show was cancelled.
Wow.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah.
But speaking of Star Trek, now that you've mentioned it, did you know that in 1978 there was a planned revival of Star Trek that was to air on Paramount Pictures television, actually. And basically it fell through with 13 episodes written. It was called Star Trek Phase 2.
Okay.
And but then the thing is, they liked it so much that they were given an expanded budget, and then it became
the movie,
the motion picture. Exactly.
Motion picture, okay.
There you go. So Star Trek: The Motion Picture was actually taken from Star Trek Phase 2, which was supposed to be the revival series, and 2 of those episodes that from the 13 that were written were actually used in The Next Generation. So there you go. Yeah. Actually, also in 2008, I'm reading here, there was an online fan film project called Star Trek: The New Voyages, and then changed its name to Star Trek Phase 2 and announced it would be adding at least one new character who had been created from the abandoned 1970s series, Phase 2. So there you go. Okay. And pre-production of Phase 2 had progressed to the point of the costume design, preliminary casting, and screen tests, and some set design apparently. Footage of all 3 survived and was included as bonus features on the 2001 DVD release of the director's cut of the motion picture. So you can actually check that out if you buy the DVD.
I have the DVD, but I don't think it has any extras. It's probably another edition.
Well, it was from this one is 2001. So
speaking of Star Trek, Star Trek: The Next Generation. It isn't like those series that are cancelled after 1 season, for example, or 2 seasons. But it was actually, I think, contracted for 8 seasons. But it ended it ended after 7 seasons.
Really?
Yeah. This I didn't know, and it's quite a surprise for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? What's also a surprise for me?
No.
Is a show called Mesmerized. This is a complete U-turn. This is not even close to Star Trek.
And what's that?
So basically in 2015, there was a show called Mesmerized, which was basically an Australian hypnosis show that was helmed by a British hypnotist called Peter Powers, right? And guess why it was dropped? It was dropped after 1 episode, which featured a man marrying an alpaca. So basically the first episode, the centerpiece of the first episode was a man marrying an alpaca, and apparently the ratings were also pretty bad.
Oh, okay.
But
that's stupid.
I know. If you get a man to marry an alpaca through hypnosis, are you not going to watch it?
Obviously. Did you watch the first episode of Black Mirror?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
The thing with the pig?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Whoa.
Wait a minute. Those are two different products. I imagine that if a hypnosis show had a man fucking a pig, I probably would not have watched it.
It's just marrying
it's just marrying. I mean, it's quite wholesome. It's quite wholesome.
Yeah.
Hey, at least you wait till you get married to have sex. I think that if you're going to have sex with an animal, I'm kidding. I can't say this. Anyway, there were 5 produced episodes that remain unaired, which is a shame because I wanted to see who does the alpaca marry next, or at least was there a divorce? They live happily ever after. You don't know these things. This is the problem with canceled shows. So that's mine.
I didn't know that show. I have to check the pilot. Heroes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it began amazingly well.
Great first
I have
season.
the DVD.
Great first
back
season.
here.
Yeah.
And then it just derailed completely. It was a fuck fest.
I wish it was a fuck fest. I mean, it wasn't even a fuck fest.
A bad fuck fest.
With nobody climaxing.
And without any recollection whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't even. I watched it, but I can't remember a single thing of that second season.
No, the second season, I watched it. I think it was.
Oh, wait a minute. Well, I'm not talking about the second season. The second season was actually okay.
I don't remember how many seasons there were, but I think
that's a problem.
I think the last season. It was just.
I don't. That's the one I don't remember because I don't even remember watching the last season.
But I
just remember everybody had powers. It started down that path where everybody has powers.
No, but then it evolved more members of the family, I think. Of the brothers it was cancelled.
Shitfest is more
it was a pity because it was a really good series.
Good start, man. I love the first season. It's really good. Which brings me, it's funny you mentioned Heroes because here's another show from 2005 called Pope Town.
Where did you see that?
I got
Pope Town as in
Pope. The Pope. Yeah, it has everything to do with Heroes. I thought I mentioned it here. So basically, but get this. It was a cartoon series commissioned by the BBC, which consisted basically of comical misrepresentations of the Roman Catholic Church.
But for kids or a cartoon for...
That remains to be seen, because after a sustained campaign from the senior Catholic theologians, the series was never broadcast on the grounds that it was not of sufficient quality, but it was pressured by the, senior Catholic theologians. However, Pope Town made its debut in New Zealand on New Zealand Music Television Network C4 and was released on DVD in September 2005. So for those of you who have morbid curiosity, check it out. Let us know.
Pope Town, okay.
Yeah, Pope Town is a good entry to this list.
Okay. Jericho.
I've heard of that.
You didn't see it?
I did not see it, but I've heard of that.
Well,
was it a border town?
No. It's an American post-apocalyptic action drama that centers on a small town called Jericho.
Yeah, but isn't it a border town, Jericho? Border United States and Mexico?
No. It's in Kansas, I think.
Oh, okay.
The thing is, they don't know what the fuck happened in the world. Okay. And that's a good thing, they're there, and
so basically they're ordinary people that are just
exactly in the small town in Kansas,
and
they don't know what happened in the rest of the country, in the world, and the first season is for me spectacular,
Oh,
but the second season, I think it's. I hope I'm not wrong, but I think it's the second season. There were 3 or 4 episodes, and when somene's rushing things,
what
happened. What happened with Game of Thrones, right? Talk about rushing things, because that wasn't rushing things at all.
No, not
comparing to Jericho.
Jesus.
In 4 episodes, everything's resolved, and it's such a shitty way. It's just a shame.
Okay.
Because the first season is really, really, really captivating.
Right. It sounds like something I would love to watch.
Yeah. I know.
You know, post-apocalyptic. Yeah, I like that, and I like the fact that I love those movies and TV series where there is a post-apocalyptic setting, but you follow characters that have nothing to do with the apocalypse, with the cataclysm. So you have to find out as you go. I love that. So yeah, I'll check it out. I never watched it. Speaking of powers that be from high above that cancel shows because of, I don't know, godlike powers given to them and they can cancel anything. So here's another show from 2013 this time, Star Wars Detours.
Detour?
Yeah, you probably haven't heard of it.
No.
It's a comedic take on the Star Wars series that was created by the creators of Robot Chicken. Waha. So Disney's acquisition of Lucasfilms caused the series to be put on hold. And what happened was Star Wars The Clone Wars was cancelled with rumors stating that Detours would make the move to Disney XD. Basically, there was a total of 39 episodes that were completed but were shelved indefinitely as the franchise, as we all know, was taken in a new direction under Disney's leadership. Yeah. Thank you, Disney. Yeah, but I don't know what's happening with this. Do you even care about this December's new Star Wars movie? Do you even care?
Not at all.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
About.
And I used to feel bad about it.
Yeah, I don't care anymore.
Not anymore.
I don't even care about that anymore. I used to feel bad, but after the last one, oh man, intergalactic Skype calls with no shirts. Fuck off.
Fuck.
You know. Oh, fuel. Did you know that there's fuel in the Star Wars universe?
Almost everything in The Last Jedi.
Jesus Christ. It's blasphemy, dude.
Yeah.
It's fucking blasphemy. But anyway, Star Wars Detours, never gonna air.
Journeyman.
Oh, that rings a bell. Rings a bell.
Oui, oui.
Yes, please. Rings a bell.
Well, as I recall, Journeyman was a one-season show.
Okay.
It wasn't supposed to be, I think. And it was, I think this is one. It was about a cop in, I don't know, in New York City maybe. And he was traveling.
What's the year, roughly, of this series? 90s?
No, it's the 2000s
really?
Something. Yeah. And then he traveled back in time to the 70s, I think. But imagine it wasn't on purpose.
It sounds a lot like Life on Mars.
It sounds a lot like Life on Mars. Yeah, but it's not.
It's not?
No.
Okay.
And he traveled. Picture this. You have a seizure and you travel in time.
Okay.
Like that.
Yeah.
And then you come back all disoriented
and confused.
And stuff. Yeah. I think this is that show. I didn't have any time or patience to
do proper research.
Yeah, but
no wonder we were being canceled after one season.
But I think it's this one, and it was a really good show for me. I like. Actually, I do love time travel shows.
Yeah.
And I see a pattern that in TV that time travel shows end up cancelled. Like, for example, Timeless, for example, it was cancelled.
Yeah.
And
I think Life on Mars was cancelled too.
Life on Mars was cancelled, I think. I don't know if it was cancelled or if they just
gave up.
No, gave it a not so proper
ending. Maybe. Yeah. I didn't watch the whole series. I did.
Life on Mars, it was cool.
Yeah, it was cool. I liked it.
I think there was a British version.
Was it?
Yeah, the first one.
I
think the first one it was a British version.
I will look into that one.
So shoot one up.
Okay, I will. The Young Astronauts, going back to the 80s. I'm going from Marvel bankrupt to Marvel's one of the Marvel peaks. Yeah. So 1986, this was an animated series produced by Marvel Productions, and it concerned a 21st century family. Get this, I would have loved to watch this animated series. A family aboard the interplanetary transport ship Courageous, and along with their cat and a comical maintenance droid. So it was slated to be a Saturday morning cartoon, which we loved back then when we would wake up. We would wake up like at 6 a.m. to watch these cartoons. So I would have loved to watch this one. And so it was slated to be a Saturday morning cartoon, but it was pulled due to the Space Shuttle Challenger disaster on January 28th. So that's what happened.
So, but what?
But
okay,
it was...
okay.
I mean, listen, it was the sensibility of the time, and this just happened and kind of felt like poor taste.
I do remember the
disaster, yeah.
The disaster.
But basically, okay, so anyway, a Star Comics comic book series from Marvel Comics was planned to tie into the cartoon, but was also canceled for the same reason. And then there was an advertisement that appeared in many comic books in '86, which promoted the upcoming fall lineup for the CBS Saturday morning cartoon, The Young Astronauts, and which prominently featured a drawing of the young astronauts along with their shows set to air that fall. But apparently it didn't because, again, Challenger disaster.
Couldn't they wait a year or something?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I would have loved... Yeah. I think it would have been like a crossover between the Jetsons and Lost in Space or something. I don't know. Probably not so gory as Lost in Space, but yeah.
Another time travel show, Forever.
Okay.
Let me see. This one, it's not a time travel. It's about time, but it is about an immortal guy. You know? He's 200 years old, I think. This is
Ewan Grufford, isn't it?
Exactly. His
father is...
it's not his father.
Not his father. Oh, yeah, right. His pretend father.
Because he's actually his son, I think.
Yeah, I think,
but the show just...
Judd Hirsch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The show just aired for one season.
You know, I watched a couple of episodes. I wasn't a fan.
But I think it was...
The premise is good.
The premise is good, yeah. And I really like the actor. You don't like the actor?
No, not really.
You should see... no, I don't know if you would like this, but there is a series of films, British films, about a commander or a captain or something. It's a hero of the seas, you know? And it's really... I'll get back to you on that.
Okay.
Because the films are actually very well made for the time.
Well, you know, I don't have necessarily a problem with him apart from those two horrible Fantastic Four movies.
Okay, but that's not his fault.
I know. But listen, that's where I knew him from. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I never heard of him before that. So. Okay. But anyway, I'm sure he's a good actor. I'm just saying that his choice of shows are not.
Okay.
Again, the premise is really good. I didn't like the overall product. I didn't buy into. I thought it was sloppy. I thought it wasn't directing wise. I thought it was it was kind of sloppy. Yeah. But that's me. Hey, that's me. Yeah. And the rest of my list is going to be it's a top-notch worst TV, not just the canceled ones, but I found these as in lists of the worst TV series that were canceled.
Okay.
So one of them is actually surprised because it's one that I used to love when I was a kid, but we'll get into that. First, let's go to Ren and Stimpy Adult Party Cartoon.
That was cool.
No, I know, but this was a new edition of Ren and Stimpy, not the ones we watched as kids. Okay. This didn't even air, I think, in Portugal. So, Ren and Stimpy show creator John, I'm going to pronounce this, I'm going to butcher this, but I'm going to try. John Kricfalusi rebooted his original 1991 series for the relaunch of the national network as Spike TV. And basically, it was part of its new adult animation block. Yes, there was such a thing. So, Ren and Stimpy Adult Party Cartoon premiered in 2003, June, and contained significantly, if for those who remember Ren and Stimpy, get your mind around this description. It featured, it contained significantly more vulgar content than its predecessor.
Even more,
significantly more. And which resulted in only 3 of 9 ordered episodes being aired by the network. And so, Rob, here's one of the reviews that I caught, and I love this one. Rob Owen of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette described it as just plain gross, they don't pay me enough to watch cartoon characters eating snot. So for those who do not know Ren and Stimpy, this is probably catching you off guard, but go back and watch the 90s series. I think you're going to like it.
Colony, for example.
Another sci-fi.
Another sci-fi.
Okay.
It's about an alien invasion.
Okay. I'm on board.
It's a bit different from what we usually see.
Mm-hmm.
And that says much.
In a good way.
In a good way,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So why was it canceled?
I don't know. There was a huge movement to bring it back.
Mm-hmm.
Bring it back.
Sing it back. Bring it back. Bring it back. Let's not do this ever again.
To bring it back, and it didn't work.
Too bad.
Yeah, but it was a really good show, I think, especially the first and second season.
So there were actually 2 seasons before it was canceled.
Oh yeah, I think there are 3 or I saw it all, but
the title rings a bell like so many others, but I didn't watch it.
It was a cool, and I really like the actors as well.
Okay.
So another one.
Well,
bites the dust.
The next one is kind of painful for me because I used to love this show, and I'm going to completely just right from the start, I'm just going to say that I'm going to completely disagree with what I'm going to say about the show because I'm either reading what I researched, or I'm just quoting here. This is not my opinion.
Okay.
But okay, Manimal. Manimal. It was it was NBC's choice to basically as an opponent of Dallas. Remember Dallas? How I know. But basically, this is what was going on through their minds.
I thought that the opponent of Dallas would be something like Dynasty or something.
I know, but hey, Manimal was scheduled by NBC opposite at CBS's popular Dallas. Okay, so. And it was canceled after 8 episodes, I remember that, due to low ratings. Oh, man.
No ratings, really?
Yeah, it was a part of NBC's 1983 Best Year Ever fall lineup that featured 8 other series that were also canceled before their first seasons ended. Now, listen, John Javna's book, The Best of Science Fiction TV, rated Manimal among its worst science fiction shows of all time. This is painful, man, because I used to like that show. For those who don't know Manimal, it's just as it says in the title. It's a man that can transform into animals and to save the day. Basically, that's what it is. I remember the title sequence was really poorly made.
Yeah.
I always hated that title sequence, but the premise was good. It was camp, but it was the 80s. I mean, I liked it. And okay, so anyway. This is painful to read.
But Dallas was during prime time?
I think so, yeah.
Fuck, Manimal during prime time?
I know.
I wouldn't imagine that.
TV Guide ranked Manimal number 15 on their list of the 50 worst TV shows of all time in 2002. Not only that, in 2004, readers of the British trade magazine Broadcast voted Manimal as, this hurts, as one of the worst television shows ever exported by the US to the UK. Which is a shame because the main actor was actually British.
Yeah, but we've seen so... I love the actor. But we've seen...
I don't know about love. I mean, it was...
No.
It was really...
No, but the actor was...
he was a really good actor.
Yeah.
At least looked like one. I don't know. Man.
But so many shitty things...
were exported from the US to the UK. I know, but listen, I'm just quoting and it's painful for me, but I had to include it. This is me being unbiased, people. If you think I'm biased in my opinions, I probably am, but this one was painful.
There was another one, Flash Forward.
Oh, again, rings a bell.
Everything rings a bell with
Everything
you, right?
rings a bell. Oh, wasn't this one where people actually went unconscious and they had a glimpse?
Yeah, of the
future.
See,
it does ring a bell, you motherfucker.
Okay, but did you see it?
No, of course not. Dumb motherfucker.
Okay. So everything was okay with the series until one of the seasons, and then they just pulled the plug. Actually, this was with John Cho and Joseph Fiennes.
Joseph Fiennes.
Joseph Fiennes.
Yeah. Brother of Rafe Fiennes.
Okay.
It's
Rafe. It's not
Ralph. But it's apparently by his own insistent imposition. It's Rafe Fiennes.
Okay, so Rafe Fiennes.
Brother of Joe.
Brother of Joe. And I like the series, but again, they pulled the plug.
I only watched the pilot. I think I watched the pilot. I just watched the pilot, yeah. Meh. You know what? Because I think it was around the same time as Heroes, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember that.
Well.
But sometimes that this as well as me. Sometimes the pilot is not as good as the series. And sometimes it's better. That's true. Yeah, but this I think
so many examples.
I think this was
that.
one of the cases where the pilot is not. It's good for me. It was, but it's not as good as the season 1, for example.
Yeah.
But then it derailed a bit, and they pulled the plug. Yeah.
Okay. So from that on,
it's just a pity that they don't pull the plug to reality shows and Jersey Shores and shit like that.
Shit shows. Even Star Trek Discovery. What the fuck is it still doing on?
It's going to be on.
Speaking of reality shows, now that you bring that up, I'm gonna tell you about a reality show called Naked Jungle.
I've heard about it. Yeah.
I'm not sure you have. No, because I can ring bells, but you can't. That's how this goes. Okay, so it's a UK game show on Channel 5, for those of you out there, which revolved around... I'm going to try and read this with a straight face. So it was a UK game show that revolved around naturists performing an assault course.
And assault courses.
Do you know those courses, those military courses?
No.
Those training grounds?
So there was a lot of
jiggling.
Jello eating.
And dangling, yes. A lot of jiggling, a lot of dangling. So just look at this premise. Naturists performing an assault course. Who does not want to watch that? I don't. But anyway, Naked Jungle was savaged by critics, denounced by nudists for being exploitative actually, and even condemned in the House of Commons of the United Kingdom. So they're paying attention. Big Brother is watching. And the group of... Go ahead.
No.
The group of TV historians later voted it the worst British TV show ever, and host Keith Chegwin later called presenting the show the worst career move I made in my entire life. Naked Jungle. Boy, oh boy.
But they should have unleashed a manual in Naked Jungle.
Yeah, I think that would have been, talk about exploitative.
Jesus. Another one, Daredevil.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was cancelled.
I don't think it was cancelled.
Maybe it's going to the Disney platform, right?
I don't think so. I think it was when Disney bought Marvel. That's that's a property that was not going to be going into Disney.
So what happened?
It just got... I mean...
so it's cancelled.
I think it's cancelled, but it's not because of the poor quality. It's just because of the merger. It's completely off the screen.
So it's even more... stupid.
I think so. Yeah. Listen, it didn't end on the high note. I love Daredevil. I love that series. I watched it from beginning to end. I loved it. I binged it. Still, I didn't like the way it ended, and it felt like it ended because it had to, because Disney was doing all these moves. I think that's what happened. But I liked the series a lot. And Eaten Alive is the name of the next reality show that was canceled. Yes. So imagine, I can see a crossover here. Naked Jungle meets Eaten Alive. But first you have to know what Eaten Alive is. So, a 2014 television special on the Discovery Channel that purported to have host Paul Rosalie swallowed whole by an 18-foot anaconda.
So a guy?
Yes. Wait. I love this. So the presenter of the show was going to be eaten alive by an anaconda, purportedly. That's what they said. Okay? And it drew criticism before its airing from those who felt the discovery was aiming for sensationalism and shock value.
No. No.
Yeah, I don't know where they got that
How
from.
dare they?
So Rosalie was never, I love this part as well. Rosalie was never actually consumed by the anaconda before the stunt was premierly called off due to safety concerns, which resulted in heavy viewer complaints.
Oh, well, it's a reality
You sickos.
TV show.
Yes, I know.
So-
I mean, listen.
That's borderline snuff movie.
I know. It's borderline. You're right. It's borderline snuff. That's right. That's right. Okay, so, talk about TV shows that were canceled. Some of them, I gotta say, I'm kind of glad.
Yeah, well, that's one.
That's one. Naked Jungle, though. I would have been the guy that would have been watching, putting my hands over my eyes, going, I don't want to see this, but kind of keeping my fingers apart just to peek.
To see
I
the
don't
juggling?
know. Yeah, of course. Who doesn't like a good juggling? Or jiggling.
So much
And
pudding.
dangling.
And Burn Notice. I don't know.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, well, it was with Jeffrey Donovan and Gabrielle Anwar.
Okay.
It was a really cool series.
Burn Notice.
He was a former spy living in Miami, I think. And it was with the actor from Evil Dead.
Oh, damn! Drawing a blank.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually began.
Ash.
Ash. Yeah, but that's
You said
But
Ash
that's
is
the character.
Yeah, it'll come to me. Go ahead. What was it about? So it was a spy living in Miami.
Former spy living in Miami, and then his past comes to get him, something like that.
Oh, okay. So he was retired or something.
More or less. No. He wasn't
Okay,
retired.
so not even close.
But I think that was cancelled or rushed
Okay.
to an ending, and it was too bad because it was a really light show, and well, in some episodes, the fight scenes and the tone was almost Born Supremacy.
The Bourne trilogy. Okay.
It was really lighter.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine
much
it was kind
lighter.
of Bruce Campbell. If it was
Bruce Campbell,
it's probably got a
and
comedic
it's
side.
Bruce Campbell being Bruce Campbell.
Who doesn't love
Yeah.
that?
By the way, I began seeing seeing Ash
And the Evil Dead.
Yeah,
I haven't yet.
I just saw one episode. It's not perfect, but it's getting
It's
there.
Bruce Campbell. Who doesn't love Bruce Campbell?
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of Bruce Campbell, let's jump over to Australia. Australia.
Down under.
Australia's naughtiest home videos.
What?
Australia's naughtiest home videos.
Okay.
And basically, as the title says, it's Australia's naughtiest home videos. But I just put this one in because I love the way it was canceled. Okay, I'm going to read it to you.
It's OC porn or something like that.
Well, the series was canceled by its network midway through its first airing. So here's what happened. Kerry Packer, the Australian media magnate and owner of the broadcaster, saw the show while he was out at dinner with friends and reportedly phoned his broadcasting company personally, the central control personally, and ordered them to get that shit off the air.
Wow.
So the network complied and immediately replaced it with returns of cheers, citing technical difficulties. I love this.
That reminds me a show here in Portugal, a reality show called Acorrentados, Chained.
Yeah.
It lasted one episode or something like that because someone's mother went to the show to bring her daughter back because she didn't want her to lose the virginity and stuff like
my God.
Yeah, Portugal. But
man,
yeah.
Well, this didn't go that far, but yeah, I didn't even know about that one. So basically, Packer, the owner of the network, arrived at the network the next day and again referred to the show as disgusting and offensive shite. I know I'm putting a little Irish here. I don't know why. I just felt like it. So the show itself largely consisted of videos involving crude sexual content interspersed with off-color jokes from the show's host. The show would not be seen in its entirety until 2008. Why? 3 years after Packer's death. So they actually waited for the guy to die to air the show.
And the response of
I didn't get it that deep into it, so I don't know. But apparently, I mean, listen, Australia's naughtiest home videos. Why not? You have shit like Chained, so why not?
Yeah. Speaking of Australia, just one more show. Glitch. I ended the series yesterday. I saw the 3. I binge watched the whole series.
Yeah, very productive of you.
Yeah, immensely. And the first season is fairly good.
Okay.
The second season, it holds up. The third season, by the way, it's cancelled, right? But in a high note, they say.
Oh, okay.
The producers and the television. I saw this in Netflix, by the way, which is rare nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you as a writer, you have an idea for a story.
Yeah.
You have that arch.
Yes, I've been there.
And they, in the third season, it's like they changed the
arc. Sorry.
The arc for from sci-fi to mysticism or something like that. And it could be good, but it's not. Well,
fantasy sci-fi is not really.
No, but they let a lot of things. Like the Last Jedi, unexplained.
You know, it just reminded me of The Room. Like, I definitely have breast cancer, and that's it.
And
you never.
Yeah,
that's. And I'm dying, Mother. You're not dying. No, I actually have breast cancer.
Here, there's a pregnancy that goes in the third season, I think, and then abruptly. In the last episodes, or
she's
2
not
episodes,
pregnant
no,
anymore?
she's pregnant, but that's not a concern because it was a very big concern.
Okay.
And then there's a love interest that's really important in the first season. That's just dropped, you know, and then characters change between good and evil, and the third season sucked, and it's a shame.
It's like the Rose Tycho of sci-fi series.
Let's not talk about Rose Tycho.
You know, I actually saw a video clip talking about how Rose Tycho was deleted from from the merch and from advertisements. She was just removed, and they actually put like extras in her place in like posters and t-shirts and stuff because the audience response was so bad for that character.
But for Force Awakens now, for the publicity on Force Awakens.
Yeah, that also.
Okay.
I mean, they actually went back and they grabbed the merchandising materials and
because
we did it.
I remember seeing a lot of Rose Tycho dolls.
Yeah, that
in stores.
In stores like $1 just get this out of the store and stuff like that. Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. So anyway, listen. This was the show for today. We're gonna come back to a similar topic for tomorrow, but here's a crossover topic that I'm gonna let you hang on until you come back and listen to tomorrow's show. So another entry on both of these lists. Today's list was TV shows that were canceled for some reason. Tomorrow's list is going to be movies that never got to be made or were canceled midway through. And here's one that kind of bridges the two. Highlander the Source. And why?
Again.
So you have to check back in tomorrow to see why I'm bringing us up again. This horrible piece of shit movie. But, check back in tomorrow and I'll let you know why. Also, go again and listen to the audio tales. Let us know what you like about it, what we can improve, because we're going to relaunch the whole series, 10 episodes per season, just like the BASTERCAST. Let us know. Looking forward to hear from you. See you tomorrow and...
see you tomorrow.
That's it. Yeah, well spoken. Bye, everyone.
Hey, you bastard. Did you know we do a lot more than podcasts? What, you don't believe me?
check out these 2 videos. Still here, huh? Well, then I dare you to click that subscribe button. What are you, chicken? Do it! And hit that like button and the bell while you're at it. See you soon.